Hey, Tony Gasson here popping in. Now, one of the things that I do before I shoot these videos I want to share it with you is, I always say a prayer. And sometimes I forget. And so if I forget, you'll see me go off the camera and I say, hey, I forgot to invite the Lord in the room. And I share that with, Christian content creators who might be watching this is when you on here on this line and you doing these videos and there's people watching, that could give you a platform, and that could give you an ego. It could make you arrogant, and you could get beside yourself, and you could start to think it's you and not God. And so I just share that to say, always remember that you invite God in the room, and you act. And I ask the Lord, Lord, give me wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Speak through me. Let this be you and not me. And I said, Lord, keep me humble. Because you go to feeling yourself, you get all, you firing off the cuff, and you could be, too rude, too condescending, too derogatory, because you think you somebody, you think you this and that, and you'll forget that you're a vessel of God, that He calls to use you. Share tough messages, tough love in a real way, but coming from a place of love. And so, again, if you know anything about me, then as I learn, I like to share, because you just never know. And you never know when what your lesson for you could be confirmation for somebody else to help them avoid something. Now, this is the short one that I didn't get to answer yesterday, so I may be able to answer this one and then go on to the next one, and I'll probably most likely title this based off of the other one. This one is, he asked me to pay for his dinner. That's what it's called. Hi, Tony. Been on 2 dates with this man. First date was a 2-hour bike ride. No money spent. Second date was dinner at Applebee's. I offered my half and he declined. He paid. He texted me about a third date and asked if I would be getting him dinner this time. Is this normal? I'm on the same educator pay scale as him, so I know he makes good money. Thank you. Love all your books, videos, and courses. No, it's not normal, and to be honest with you, it probably could have been like a joke to see. And I know for some women, especially the y'all hypergamy, which I said that, and my son and my wife looked at me and was like, Dad. My son was like, Dad, please tell me you didn't say hypergamy. I'm like, yeah, I said hypergamy. That's how it's spelled. Hypergamy. Oh my goodness, Dad, please. I'm like, man, go on somewhere. That thing say hypergamy. So for those of y'all with your hypergamy, this is not too popular, but I'm telling you, as a man, as a former dog, as a former womanizer, in 2021, you honestly, that's a move to pay for your own like you did. And see, when you offered, he declined and he paid for it. And so when he said, are you going to get me dinner this time? It's really just kind of like a little test. And if y'all if he try to go to Roof Chris, okay, now he playing games. Oh yeah, I was thinking we'll go to Roof Chris. Now he playing games. Now if y'all going back to Applebee's or Chili's, then yeah, you could take care of it. Because what this says to a man is that you independent until you are interdependent. That you can stand on your own 2 feet. That you don't need him for no money. And that you also have the humility, and you don't just expect and feel like that you supposed to be just taken care of as a girlfriend off the rip. Because a lot of women come in with that attitude, a lot of times be the same women that have their legs open. And essentially it's like that man paying for dinner to get some strange for a piece of change. And very rarely do you see a woman who offer to pay her half or to alternate who pays for the dates feel obligated to get on her back because she carrying her own. And that's a hard message for 99% of women to get. But I'm telling you, it's a barrier. It's sending a message to a man. And what it says to a man is, honestly, a good man, he doesn't want you to pay. That's what a lot of women fail to realize. A good man doesn't want you to pay. But what's offensive to a good man is when you feel entitled to him to pay, for him to pay. And this is the thing, is people say, oh, well, this ain't old school. This is how it used to be. Men, you do this, do this, do that. But what you got to realize, women couldn't vote. So for everybody to be hollering about, oh, back in the old days when a man was a man, he paid for the dates, he paid all the bills. Yeah, you couldn't vote either. Yeah, you couldn't work either. You couldn't get a job other than being a maid either. So the world has changed to where now women out earning men. Women can out earn a man. So it's like with that, you can't just take and have all this advancement and all this privilege and say, hey, now I am here, but yet still, even though I earn more than you, I'm still finna make you broke, busted, and disgusted, pay for everything. And it's like a good man want to do that anyways. But if you spit it in his face like, hey, pay for me, I'm a woman. And so it's like, wow, so you feel entitled to it? Like, it's already understood, so it ain't got to be explained. And so that right there, he could have said that just as a little test to test you to say, hey, okay. So what a lot of men today in this dating world, and see, this is the thing. What I want you to understand, don't feel like, oh, this my mindset, because I'm married. I've been married 14 years. My wife don't pay a dime. My wife don't work for nobody. She don't pay a dime. You see what I'm saying? And on top of our money being our money, my wife get a paycheck, a 6-figure paycheck every year. So don't feel like this my mindset. I'm just explaining to you the nature of the world, because this the thing is, you got guys like me, but then you got other guys out there that is on the total opposite end of the spectrum from me. So every single man is in this tug of war. And he in this tug of war of like, okay, what kind of man do I be? You know, am I the man who I pay for everything and I'm just happy for paying for everything and I don't expect anything from the woman, and we not, 100, it's I'm 100 and she's 0. And if I'm 100 monetary, does that mean she 100 physically and emotionally and spiritually if she's doing 0 monetary? So every single man that's available on the dating scene, he's like, okay, what type of man do I be? And so, should I be? And so that's where you have to, as a woman, it's so many women that's like, oh no, I would never pay a dime and all of that. And it's like, listen, I get it that you want to be a queen and you want to be, that's your idea of dating and all of that right there. But listen, it is nothing disrespectful to you to hold your own and say, I could pay my half, or we could alternate. You pay for this date, we go on another date, same monetary level. I pay for this one. And when you say I'll take care of this one, he may then say, you know what? I just wanted to see where your heart was, just see if you was one of them types that's like, absolutely not, I can't pay. But I really respect and appreciate, just your humility and just where your heart is. Like, you're a queen, but you're not a taker. You're a queen and you will receive, you will accept, but you're not a taker. You don't come with a sense of entitlement. Like, I appreciate that. If this a good man, like a lot of times women be like, well, men expect everything for us. They want us to sleep with them and they want us to do this and do that. Least they could do is want to pay for something. And it's like, yeah, you bringing the energy that you have for a dog. You bringing the energy that you have for a womanizer that is going to use you and take advantage of you. You bringing that energy to this here good man who he not out to take advantage of you, but at the same time, he don't want to be taken advantage of. And this is what you got to realize. The same way dogs and womanizers have ruined it for the good men, there are savage women who have ruined it for the good women. So on the flip side, as a woman, when you go, and this is what a lot of women don't want to hear, and this a lot of people be talking about, oh, Tony be pandering. I don't be pandering. I call it down the middle for what I feel is fair. And so sometimes that's going to be in your favor. Sometimes it's going to step on your toes. And so it's like this right here. There's a lot of women who are attractive who go on dates and with this ugly man, little ugly, looks challenged man who they will never be with, but they want a free meal. Eventually, this man who is looks challenged finds out that all the women he done took out on a date never even was considering him, and he's been used for $50, $25, $50, $75, $100, $200 dates. And he, at that point, is homicidal. He ready to go. And so now, when he meets a good woman who, if she's not feeling him, she's not going to entertain him and take his money by allowing him to spend his hard-earned money on a date for her. She's just going to say, oh, no, thank you. You know, I'm taken, or no, thank you, I'm not interested. That's what a good woman is going to do. She's not going to waste his time if she knows that there's no connection there. There's no attraction there. And so when he take and he meet this woman who she's a good woman and she sees a little attraction, or she feel like, hey, this possibly could work, and he go on a date with her, now he kind of scarred because he's been with so many women who have just used him. And so he'll throw something out there like this, like, no, thank you, I got it, I'll pay. But then on text, he'll say, you know, hey, what's up with the third date now? Are you going to take care of dinner this time? Smiley face. And he throw that out there because he a little apprehensive of the dine and dash women who they just want to dine and dash, you know. And it's a lot of women, and there was memes out there about it some time ago of women talking about, yeah, I'll let the ugly man take me out for a free meal. And so it's like, it's scarring on both sides. The same way you could be scarred. And see, this is where a lot of women get hung up on the offering to pay their own half, or offering to alternate who pays for the dates. Where a lot of women get hung up on this is women have been with a man and was putting their best foot forward, brought their own to the table, said, listen, I'm no leech, I'm no taker, this and that, and then the man cheated on them. And so now the women is like, you know what, forget that. If y'all sorry, no good, such and such is gonna cheat and lie and steal and leave, I'm finna let you pay your way. You finna pay for everything, cause just in case you wanna leave, I ain't gonna have lost a dime. And that's the same energy and attitude that some women bring. So now guess what? Men have been messed over too. And so in every type of man, there is a woman that is out your league, that have taken from you and let you do for her, and she never had no intention of being with you. But if you want to buy this bag, if you want to buy this dinner, if you want to take this trip to Jamaica, she over there in Jamaica got you taking pictures of her. She posting the pictures of her by herself online. Got all her haters jealous that she in Jamaica, and she got a sponsor for the trip. You hear me? And he looked like this here remote, and she had no intentions of being with him, and will actually let him put some down on it. Now she'll actually let him swing a little something, but have no intentions of being exclusive with him, no intentions of dating him, marrying him, but he willing to pay for this trip over there to the island, and she ready for the Caribbean. You hear me? And so guess what? When he come back to the States and he get ghosted, or he bump and see that, boom, she posting this other dude, and then he realized, oh, that's her ex, who the ball player, or who the big dope boy in town. Now he feeling stupid. Now he texting her number done changed. He like, what? I spent $2,500 on this such and such. So now every other woman finna pay the price. And then guess what? But he still deep down got a good heart. And then he bump into this woman, and he expecting her to be a savage. He expecting her to do this and that. And she come in with a different energy. She come in with a different attitude. And she say, listen, I'm not here to take from you. Like, yeah, I expect you to be a man. Like, yes, I expect you to be a man. But you're not my man. You're not my husband. So I got me. I'm going to carry my weight. I'm going to do me until we won. And in conversation, she expresses like, I don't expect to give a man husband benefits, and I don't expect to receive wife benefits. But I do believe that in marriage, you become one, and the man is the head, the protector, the provider, and that if need be, the bills is on that man and he should be able to go out and get it. She expresses that in communication and conversation, but in dating, she gives him the same energy she expects from him. She's saying, listen, don't expect me to be on my back for you, and I'm not going to expect you to break your back for me, because we courting, we dating, we getting to know each other, and what's understood don't have to be explained. We both know how marriage goes. When you marry, we know the order of that and how that should look. And so she knows that. She kind of expressed that, explained that in so many words, in so many ways. And now he like, wow, you know what? She different. Like, okay. And she is helping him heal just as he is helping her heal. Because when she say, hey, I'll pay for mine, then he said, wow, okay, so she not entitled. Like, she not a taker like a lot of other women today. Then he said, no, thank you, I got it. Then she says, wow, this is a provider mentality man. Like, this a real man here. Like, he turned down me paying for the date or me paying for my half. He paid for it, and then he yet still does not expect me to be on my back for him. So she is teaching him new lessons. He's teaching her new lessons. And now the two of them, although they both have been hurt, they both have been used, they both have been lied to, cheated on, and deceived, now they understand, guess what? They're still good-hearted people in the world who are not takers, who are not entitled, who are not selfish, who are not demanding, and who are willing to carry their own weight, to bring their own to the table, and to partner up and to be teammates. And with that comes an understanding that if you can't feed yourself, I'm going to feed you. If you can't carry yourself, I'm going to carry you. If you can't stand on your own 2 feet, take a seat. Like, there comes an understanding because both have expressed selflessness instead of selfishness. Both have expressed a giving heart. Both have expressed a grateful heart. So now it's understood, like, I take care of everything in the household financially. But guess what? If God forbid something happened to me, I know my wife will step up and she'll take over everything. And she wouldn't expect a dime from me if I'm not able to produce. And now that I'm able to produce, I understand that she has strengths in areas that I don't have. So I allow her to produce in her areas that I don't really, have the same strengths or that same passion and desire to produce in those areas, in those ways. So I let her flourish in her strengths while I flourish in my strengths. So being the mother and the CEO of home, that's a strength for her. That's a strength. Me being the CEO of home, that's not a strength. If God forbid something happened to where she had to sit down, I could step up and do it. But that ain't necessarily my strength like it is her strength. I could do it. If God forbid to where I had to sit down on the business side, on the earning side, she could step up and do it. But that ain't necessarily her strength as much as it is my strength. You see what I'm saying? So what's understood don't got to be explained. She know I got her. I know she got me. But she not coming and saying, hey, you gotta take care of me. It's just the way, the natural progression of two good-hearted people to where you operate in your strengths. So like, she gets up in the morning. She better in the morning than I am. So she gets up in the morning. She cooks breakfast for our sons. She gets them ready for school. She packs their lunches. She drives them to school. If she so happened to be not feeling good, although I'm not good in the morning as she is, I will get up and I will take that and she'll say, hey baby, I got a headache this morning. Like, can you take the boys? And at that very moment, I may have worked until 2:00 in the morning, but I'll jump up. Yeah, I got them. Like this, I think it was this morning. I called her because it was after 7:00, and she typically try to leave by like 6:55, 7:00, and it was like 7:10. And I woke up and I said, man, she probably had a late morning. And that's her thing. Like she enjoys taking them. She does prayer with them on the way. She do homework with them on the way. She enjoys taking them. And so that's her thing. That's her time. I take them to practice. So I'm better in the afternoon. She kind of getting tired in the afternoon because her mornings start early. So we both know our strengths and where we function the best in the time of the day. But some nights I may have to coach, or I may have a meeting and I say, hey, can you take the boys to practice? Some days she may not be feeling good, or something may change and say, hey, can you take the boys to school? On both ends, it rarely happens. And it may happen more for me having a meeting and her taking them to practice, or me being out of town and her taking them to practice, than her saying, I'm not feeling good, can you take them to school? And so we both know. And that's where some people say, well, if you offer to pay your half, then you're going to be 50-50 with a man for the rest of your life. That's what a no good woman with a no good husband has told you on YouTube. That's what a hypergamy woman has told you on YouTube. That is not true. I'm a man. When I met my wife bought my first pair of steel-toe work boots from Walmart for me to go work in the warehouse. When I asked my wife for a pair of Air Force Ones, she bought me some Air Force Ones. For my first speaking engagement, my wife bought me a new outfit head to toe. Moschine shirt, Moschine jeans, and Air Force Ones. She bought that outfit. That cost probably, everything together probably was $300-400. And this was 2007. That's a lot of money. But she did that for me. And then anytime I had some money, I'm trying to splurge, spoil her. Right now I could take you out there to the door. Outside, in front of my door. 8 pair of Nikes just came in for my wife that I ordered a few nights ago while she was asleep. She was on my heart and I'm looking to be a blessing. And I ordered her 8 pair of Nikes. And you know why I ordered her 8 pair of Nikes? Because I went on the Nike app to buy me 2 pair of Nikes. 2 pair of basketball shoes because I'm doing basketball training. And I went to buy me 2 pair and bought her 8 pair. So how is it that just because a woman does for a man while they building, or she splits, or she goes half, or she alternates, how is it that the man gonna be 50-50? The rest of that's not true. If you look at this man holistically and his character. Now, if you paying for a man date and he a dope boy, he smoking weed, he getting drunk, he cussing like a sailor, he doesn't have character and integrity, then yeah, that may very well be the case that he gonna be using you the rest of y'all time. But if you with a good man, even a good man want to be appreciated. Even a good man want to know that you willing to do. That you willing to do for him just as he willing to do for you. Now some people gonna say, well, Tony, you say never give a man money. And that is true. Meaning that don't mean if he pay for a date, you shouldn't pay for the next date. That don't mean if you shouldn't buy him a pair of shoes for Christmas, he buy you a pair of shoes. What I mean by give a man money is when he's saying, hey, can I borrow $1,000, $2,000? I've coached women who have given men thousands of dollars. And even if you give a man money, that's okay if you know this is a solid, good man with character around the board and he just have hard times right now. He fell on hard times. something going on, and you want to spot him. But when you give to him, you're not loaning to him. You're giving. You're saying, I could actually flush this money down the toilet and be able to eat tomorrow. That's what I mean. I'm not talking about you should never go cash out your 401k, empty your savings, and do all this for no man, because a man really ain't gonna ask you for nothing. And to be honest with you now, and this is the thing too, with my wife, when I asked her for something, it was because she was beautiful. It was because my wife is beautiful. And the reason why I asked her, hey, can you help me get some steel toe boots? The boots on them were $35. I could have asked my mama. I ain't had no money. Well, I could have went and got the money and did it. I was trying to leave the streets. I could have went and did it, but I asked her because to me that felt like love. To me, that act of service, that gift, it felt like love. That was my way of seeking love. And so it was just a $35 pair of shoes. When I asked her, could she buy me some Air Force Ones, back then they probably was, I don't know, $80 or something like that. But it could have been $100. And she bought them. But what that said to me is, it said, as beautiful as this woman is, she's humble. And this a two-way street. Because I go to the end of the earth for her. And so I just want to know if she got me too. You know, I just don't want to be used. I just don't want to be taken advantage of. Like, I just don't want to be, catering to this woman for her beauty and her aura and her demeanor if she just a taker. So that was the only two things, which probably totaled $150 at the most, that I asked for in our dating time. And so, we dated probably in total, probably about a year. And yeah, I'll say about a year. And so, and then even when she did that, it was like, it wasn't something she felt obligated. It wasn't like she was buying my love. She still was willing to walk away. She was willing to say, okay, I ain't lose nothing. Because she was breaded. She had bread because she was working 40 hours a week and she was getting big checks, refund checks from college. So my wife she was doing good. She could pay up her whole rent for the year off of one check from school, and she pay up her car insurance. She had stacks of boxes of Nikes, like, yay high, which would be 5-6 boxes, and she had stacks of rolls of them. She was into Jordans and Air Forces. She that type of woman. She really have a lot of heels and all that. She was tennis shoes, and she was that type. Phone bill paid, car insurance paid, rent paid. So me at that time, I kind of did have a little user mentality, but her heart softened my heart. Like, I was like, man, this woman here, she beautiful enough. She don't have to open now pocketbook. This woman could be catered to. You hear me? With her articulation and intelligence, her grind, biomedical science major, man, she could have men eating out her hand. But this woman is humble and she kind. That made me love and respect her even more, because she had the ability to be a taker and yet still was a giver. You see what I'm saying? And that's the thing that a lot of women don't understand. And this was 2005. This 2021. In 2005, all these, alpha male strategies and red pill and these guys that's teaching this stuff to these men, this stuff didn't exist in 2005. So as men back in 2005, we was a little more soft-hearted. So that's why I say it's even more important today to really guard and protect yourself. And, because today, if you go in with that sense of entitlement and you trying to wring a man for every dollar he got, and you just pay for that, pay for that, pay for that, pay for that, pay for that. You need to help with my rent. You need to pay for this date. You need to do this and that. He finna resent you, and he finna dog you out, because you trying to play him like a sucker because of these women that don't know what they talking about, that you've been listening to online, who essentially is carrying themselves like a prostitute. They carrying themselves, so lost and loose booty that they'll do anything for a man with money. They will do anything for a man with money. They'll come online and lie and say that, no, the man got to have money and you need to get every dime from him and you shouldn't pay a thing, and no, you ain't got to sleep with him. And see down there swallowing all kind of kids. See, choking on all kind of kids. But they'll tell y'all anything online to set you up for failure. To set you up to failure. To sound like they're a boss woman. But then if you look at the man they got, that man did all kind of pornography. He into all kind of nastiness. That man, that woman, these women out here that'll tell you, get this money from these men, get you a high earner, get it right here, and you ain't got to do this right here. Them women is getting cheated on. Them women is getting dogged out. Them women getting played, and they don't even know it. And then what is going to happen? It's going to blow up in their face. And it might not blow up in their face till year 10. Come out, this man got 2-3 kids from other women. And the whole time they thought they had that man whipped. Listen, you're not finna whip now, man. You're not finna whip now, man. It's not in the nature of a man to be whipped and to be used and all of that. That's why it was all these revolts was happening back in the slave days. I'm trying to tell you, like, it's only so long you finna whip a man. So you have to come in with a giving heart. That is a heart meaning you're not allowing yourself to be used, but you're not also a taker. So a giving heart don't mean you paying his bills. Don't get it twisted. You ain't paying his bills, but you're not expecting him to pay your bills as no girlfriend. And then you saying, pay my bills, pay for the food, do all of this right here like them TLC songs. And then you coming and saying, I'm not giving you nothing. So you finna pay and get no play. Nor should you say pay and I'ma give you some play. Both is wrong. So what you have to be able to say is, listen, okay, yeah, thank you. And when it's time for the bill, you take your credit card out to say, hey, I'll take care of my half. Now, here's the thing. If you take your card out to take care of your half, and he pulls his card out and say, well, why don't you take care of the whole thing? Then that's when you say, no, I said I will take care of my half. You got you, I got me. Like we dating, we not one. Now when we become one, you as the man, you could take care, you could provide, or we both put our money into one pot as a married couple, and then everything getting paid for out of that pot as a married couple. Then that's when you get to see where he at. And he said, oh, no, I was just joking. I was just kidding. I was just like, oh, you want to be a boss? I'm going to let you be a boss. But no, I really appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? I really appreciate that. And so, yeah, I'm going to take care of my half. But honestly, no, here go your card. I got this. I got this. And listen, and this don't mean nothing. I got this. Now, that right there, that's the prime example. That's what you want to see. That's what you want to see. But now, listen. If he says, oh, I appreciate that. You know, I appreciate that. That doesn't mean he's a bum. That doesn't mean that he's worthless. That doesn't mean he's a no good man. What it means is that he says, okay, I respect your independence. I respect your heart. I respect your giving. And I don't want to step on your woman's empowerment. If that empowers you to pay your half, I don't want to disempower you by saying, no, here go your card. That's what he's thinking. Not a man who give you back your card. That doesn't mean he's disempowering you. It means that he just got an all the way provider mentality, and he is that A man, that A plus man. The other man who he will allow you to pay your half, or he pay for a date and he'll allow you to pay for his date, that just means he's more of a passive man. He's not an assertive, like A plus man, like in the sense of like this type that he gonna speak his mind and all that. He said, no, I'm gonna give you your agency. Like, I'm gonna let you keep your agency. I'm not gonna say, no, here go your card. No, you can't pay for nothing. If you offering to pay, I'm assuming this is genuine and this means something to you, and that you have a giving heart, and that you sowing this seed, like you expecting a harvest from your sacrifice and from your heart. So I'm not gonna, and that's if everything else is in line with it. You see what I mean? So what you have to do is you got to look at the character. Where does his character fall in this? So if he let you pay, but then he got bad character, he getting high, he getting drunk, he cursing like a sailor, he in the nasty movies, he got bad character, that's saying something totally different than a man of character who lets you pay your half. You see what I mean? The man of character who lets you pay your half, that's harmless. He doesn't mean anything negative about that. And that's what got to be understood today. Like, you got to be careful who you listening to. And I'm telling you from a male perspective. Like, who done been on both sides of this. That it's not a bad thing to offer to pay your half. It's not a bad thing to alternate dates. Paying dates if it's equal value. Now, don't let him pay for Applebee's and then you paying for Roof Chris. Because that's the difference between a $50 check and a $150 check. No, that ain't what I'm talking about. So understand this right here, okay? And this really hard for some people to get. And I know, I'm a lose subscriber because some people don't like to hear the truth. Some people don't like to hear a nuanced, balanced approach. Some people just want everything to just be music to their ears and to just cater to them and their belief system and what they think is right. And anything that they feel is not right, they don't want to be challenged in that area. I get that. I understand that. Hasta la vista, hasta luego. You see what I mean? Bye. But I got to tell you the truth because it's 2021 and these men moving different. Because it's different voices in their head. It's different people that's speaking to them. And so if you come in and they sense that you got a sense of entitlement, he gonna play the long game and he gonna hurt you the long way. Because he's like, she feel like she entitled. Oh, she think I'm a sucker, huh? Okay, all right, watch this. Finna make her fall in love and I'm finna dog her out. I'm finna let her find out. I'm gonna leave my phone unlocked, let her see all kind of news. I'm finna, cause you wanna use? Okay. You wanna use? Okay. And now listen, you could come in and just because you expect him to pay and you allow him to pay or you don't offer to pay, that don't even mean that you a taker. Like, you can expect a man to pay and not offer to pay because in your mind that is chivalry and that is a man's role in the relationship. So you can feel like that and not be a bad person, not be a taker. But what I'm telling you is because of the voices online today, you will be seen as a taker and you will be treated as such. That is what I'm telling you. So what I'm saying is to upend that thought process and to disarm him, you offer to pay your half. And if you say, I am never, and there's so many women that done commented that, I am never, okay, go right ahead. Do what you, and watch what happens. And the thing about it is, it might not happen until year 10, year 15, year 20. See, some men patient with their payback. Some men patient. When you think you playing him, some men patient and will string you all the way out because you put him in game mode. You put him in warrior mode. You put him in competition mode. Oh, you want to try me like a sucker? What, you thought I was Tony Gaskin? You thought I was one of them simps? Okay, all right. Yeah, here you go, waiter. Here you go, I'll pay for it. $200, okay, all right. $500, $1,000 for your birthday? Okay. And you spending $50 on me? Okay, all right. You think you made in the shade? Okay, all right. And he just plotting. And he finna just, right in your back. You hear me? And I'm telling you, but when you come in and you disarm him, hey, I'll take care of my half. What kind of woman are you? What, you from Venus? You ain't from Earth, you from Venus. What's wrong? So now you done disarm him and he's like, oh. If he got a good man in him. Now if he's a grown boy, if he's a dog, he gonna be like, oh really? Okay, well thank you. Well, why don't you know what, take care of the whole thing, girl. You balling out of control. And he dead serious. When you see that, boom. Guess what? When you see that, you could go ahead and pay for it. You could go ahead and pay for the whole date and then boop, be gone. Now, You done ghosted him. Now you gone. And if you want to leave him with a parting text message that night, hey, thanks. It was great meeting you. It was nice knowing you. But the fact that you let me pay for the whole date, it says something to me about your mindset. And so I don't think this is going to be able to work. So thank you very much and for knowing you, and have a blessed life. We should part ways and go on about our business. Just like that. Whoop! So now where he thought he was finna play you, now he done played himself. And he like, man, I lost a good woman. Like, that was a humble woman. Like, that was a woman who, she come in and like, hey, I stand on my own 2 feet. I got me. You know what I'm saying? Until we get married and you become the soul, that man 100%. Like, that was that type of woman. And I done tried to play her and take advantage of her kindness, thinking her kindness is weakness. And now, boom, she gone. And now he begging you back. Please, no, I ain't mean nothing by that. I'll never let you pay for nothing again. I just was really just joking just to see if you were going to go through with it. Like, I just thought there was some type of woman's empowerment thing you was running. And so I ain't know, And now he expressing all that right there. And then you just, whatever. Yeah, bye. Yeah, whatever, bye. Now, see, listen, it's nuances. It's caveats and nuances. Now, even with that now, if you send him that message to go ahead and let him know you gone about your business because he let you pay for the whole date on the first date, then you send him a message and he come back super apologetic and he all like this right here, and you look at him and like, this is a introvert. This is a guy who don't have a lot of experience with women. Yeah, he may be handsome, but I could tell he's not like no ladies man. He's not like no player from the Himalaya. Like, that was an honest mistake. I could tell that was an honest mistake because I could tell he got a little bit of L in his blood. Lame. He got a little bit of lame in his blood. So, you know what? That was an honest mistake. Now, if he dripping swagoo, ragu on swagoo, and he let you pay for that whole date, now he's a gamer. He's a sucker. He like to take advantage. You see what I'm saying? It's caveats and nuances. And see, that's the thing. When you started dating 10 years ago, 20 years ago, we ain't have my mentor.life the way you could bounce stuff off of a coach. We didn't have this here YouTube where you could come on here and get these caveats and nuances. You see what I mean? But now that you got them at your disposal, now you got to use them. And you got to use them wisely and intelligently. And so today it's like, and some people, I don't care if it's 2021 or 2051. A man should always pay. Ain't nothing changed. Yes, a whole lot has changed. Men getting different messages. They getting different strategies for dating. They getting different viewpoints of women. The socioeconomic status of women has changed dramatically from 50 years ago, from 20 years ago, from 10 years ago. Like, everything has changed. And so the approach cannot be the same. Because what you got to understand is, back in the day, a woman was seen as like a damsel in distress. So it was like, what y'all thought was a man being chivalrous, no, it was a man taking care of a dependent. Because a woman had no agency and no independence back in the day. Like, even in the Bible, it's certain places in the say a woman should not be speaking in the church. But now today, a woman could be a whole pastor of a church. So things have changed. Like, the world has evolved. And it's Bible thumping, believing Christians who are women preaching and reading from the same Bible that say women ought to be quiet in the church. And so that shows that in their mind, there's been some evolving of the body of Christ, of the church. And them churches got hundreds or thousands of members who have bought into the belief. And so guess what? If you see stuff has evolved or changed, then you have to read the room. And you got to say, okay, today, if I go in and the bill is put out there and I just look at that bill, that's not seen the same today as it was seen in 1980. even 1990, even in the year 2000. Because now this man's mind has been flooded with the teachings of this man and this man and this man who is telling him that these women are users and these women want free dates and these women want to use you for your money. They want you to take them out for caviar and lobster tail, and they want to use you, and then they want to talk about they on the 90-day rule and they waiting until marriage, but yet expect you to be breaking your back, taking your hard-earned money, you spending money out of your daughter college fund to take her butt out to eat, and all she plan to do is eat your meal and dine and dash. That woman does not want you. So that's what he is being told. So while you see it as chivalry, him paying and you not offering to pay a dime, a red cent, he sees it as you as a taker, you are a user, and now he finna go into a different mode. Now he finna go into savage mode. And now he fixing to say, okay, all right. Because guess what? And I'm gonna tell you something. This what women don't understand. And this is women's argument. This is what a lot of women argument. Oh, a good man would never see it like that. That is a lie. That is another lie you're telling yourself because you're not a man and because you do not know men. Because if you knew men, you will be happily married today. And if you will be happily married today, then you wouldn't even be going back and forth debating with this here video anyways. If you were happily 100% married, you'll say, it is what it is. I don't need to be in the comments because I'm not even dating. I got a husband. And yes, you could have a husband of 10 years, 20 years, and your husband could have paid for every single dime in a date, and he could have paid for every single dime in marriage. Guess what? I did the same thing. I paid for every single dime. You see what I'm saying? Or unless my wife just wanted to pay, and if she wanted to pay, I'll let her pay. But guess what? Now I pay for everything. I pay for everything, and she has money. She have money. She get a paycheck from the companies. She get a paycheck. She getting a check today. She get a paycheck. You know why she get a check today? Because YouTube pays on the 21st. And so she get paid from that too. And don't make no videos. But we are one. She a part of the family business. And so guess what? She getting a check. But then yet still, I just order her 8 pair of shoes when she could have ordered her 8 pair of shoes herself out of her check. You see what I'm saying? So your husband paid for everything. Congratulations. Here go a cookie. That's what he supposed to do. Your husband paid for everything in dating. Congratulations. Here go a cookie. This ain't about that. Because you're not dating in 2021 with these men's online being bombarded with these messages. And so listen to me. I listened to a grown boy talk the other day. And 90% of what he said, he's a grown boy. 90% of what he said was music to my ears. 90% of what he said felt good to me. It felt soothing to me. I was like, man, this sounds good. Hold on, what you say? So, okay, so a woman supposed to be doing this, a woman supposed to be doing that, a woman supposed to be doing that. And so listen, I'm a good man, a 100% provider. But when a man is stroking these men egos, telling them, this woman's supposed to do for you too. This woman's supposed to, and what the man was saying, it was something he was saying like, he was saying like, these women, they want men to provide and they don't even want to cook. They don't even want to cook. They don't even want to clean, but they want men to provide. And how that's supposed to work. And he was saying stuff, and he was just talking, it was barbershop talk, But then what happened is when he went a little deeper and he started expressing more views. So it's kind of like this right here. I'm the type of man that I pay for everything. I'm 100% provider, and I don't require my wife to cook. I don't say, hey, your job is to cook. So if she cook 4 times in a month, I make do. I don't require her to cook. If her schedule don't allow it with the kids or whatever, her body, her energy, whatever she dealing with internally, mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, whatever it may be. Women's hormones is all that stuff. I don't understand all that. and women go through different stuff at different stages in life, and my wife is anemic or glycemic or all this different stuff be going on. It's always something going on with her body because she just got one of them sensitive bodies. And so it's just like, if she ain't feeling it, she tired, I don't say, hey, because I get out here and I go to work and I earn money, you got to cook every day that we're going to eat at home, and unless we have this day as a eat out day. I don't do that. So if it happens to where I'm taking care of things financially and my wife is still not cooking, I don't require that of her. And so guess what? Now, she might not, want that to be public knowledge, or she might, because of the world has said, if a woman don't have to work 40 hours a week on somebody's job, her job is to cook every day. And a lot of women believe that. A lot of women believe that, and a lot of men believe that. But I don't require that, because I say, listen, I see the workload that it takes of being a mother of 2 boys who are very active in sports, very active in school, and they operating at a high level in sports, travel sports, high level in school, straight A's, no A minuses. And so it's a lot that goes with that, and just, doing all the laundry for them, doing all the ironing, making all the lunches, taking them to school every day. That take an hour and that take 80 minutes, an hour and 20 minutes, that trip to school and from school. And you're doing that 2 times, so that's 2 hours and 40 minutes of driving every day. And so I see all that go into that, and I understand how draining that could be. So although I may be drained from working for you, and you not really appreciating it, or not being able to show appreciation, that may be draining to me. So while I may be drained working for a complete stranger that I've never met in person, she is drained from working also for the people that love her and appreciate her. That's still draining. So I say, hey, if she don't have the time or the energy to cook, okay, oh well. Tonight will be Chef Kobe Steakhouse, Chef Outback, Chef Olive Garden, Chef Domino's, Chef Papa John's, Chef Pollo Tropical. It'll be Chef somebody tonight. And it'll be is what it is. So now when I hear this grown boy saying, if a man working and he paying the bill, the woman supposed to be cooking. For a little minute there, that feel good. And I'm a relationship coach. Like, I'm a life coach. Like, I am one of the leaders in the relationship space. And that sound good to me. I'm like, oh, you know what? Hey, boy, you hitting on something now, boy. You got a point now. You know what? Man, let me try to cross this leg. Man, you know what, man? I am working every day and earning money. Man, it's supposed to be some dinner cook. Shoot, man, you right. So listen, if it sound good to me, what you think it's finna sound to a man who don't balance the scales every day? Who it ain't his job. He have not been called by God to see the other side, to see it from a woman's perspective too. He's gonna say, absolutely, you need to be cooking and cleaning. I don't care how tired you are. I don't care what you got going on. I'm the man of the household. I'm the head of the household. You need to be cooking and cleaning. And then these grown boys, they always talk about the old days, and they talk about how, women was cheated on, and the man, the daddy or the granddaddy had a whole nother family. And all of that, like they always bringing up this kind of stuff, and some nobody knew, and and all of this right here, like you hear all this stuff, and so that's what let me know, okay, he a grown boy. And it's like, so what you saying is that a woman should settle for a cheating man and be okay with him starting a whole new family. So because he said that, I say, okay, that's also why you see a woman like a robot or like a slave in the household, because you feel like she just should be a do-girl. And that your only job as a man is just to go and provide a living. And that the fact that she expects you to provide a living, that now all of a sudden that make her a bad person, because she expects you to provide a living. And so I have to see both sides. So what I be trying to help y'all understand is that this is the duality, the struggle, the balance that every man you date is going through. He may not be hearing me, he may not know me to help balance the scales. and to help him see you as a human being with a heart, with a voice, with a mind. He may only be hearing from grown boys who says if he has money and he could pay the bills, then you need to be his slave, basically. And so he may come in with that mindset. And so that's why you have to disarm him. Because if you go in and you play right into that mindset, you finna get used and abused and took advantage of. If you go in, but when you disarm him and you say, no, we not exclusive or we not married, so I got me, you got you. Point blank, period. But now, do you understand in marriage that we got each other? That if I need to stay home and I need to quit my job to be home to run our business or to be there for our kids, then it's on you. If you need to quit your job or you need to be home because my job takes off and I'm traveling, and I'm speaking this to woman, and I'm traveling around the world and I got a lot going on. Like I got a client who she's a Division I, basketball coach, and that come with like working 12 to 16 hour days. So guess what her husband became? A stay-at-home husband. And she make $500,000 or more a year. He making zilch. You see what I mean? So now the tables is turned. So now he's at home cooking dinner, changing diapers. You see what I mean? And that's what marriage is. He not gonna say quit your Division I coaching job so that I could go make 70,000 or 100,000 or 200,000, and you give up your $500,000 because a woman's place is at home in the kitchen cooking and taking care of the kid. Cause see, sometimes it flips. So that's why when you go in, you have to establish, once you start to really get the dating, a month in, 2 months in, 3 months in, you have to start having these not Kingdom Hall now, cause y'all, you Jehovah's Witness on it? No, the kingdom issues, meaning addressing the laws, the policies, and the procedures of your palace. Cause he a king, you a queen, y'all building a palace, so y'all have to talk about these things and say, so what's your take on this? So what's your take on, like, in marriage? Like, do you believe a woman should work while she pregnant and like after she dropped the baby off, and then her 6 weeks of maternity pay is up? Do you believe a woman should go back to work, or do you believe the woman should be home for X amount of time, or as long as the kids need her? And now you see what he say. Now this gonna let you hear his influence. If he say, absolutely, I mean, you just carrying a baby, like every woman do that. Like my mama did that. My mama had twins. My mama had triplets. She worked all the way up until the day her water broke. And so that's what I expect a woman to do. Like, yeah, okay, your feet tired. Okay, so what? My back hurt. I work in the hot sun. And then as soon as you get that, and then matter of fact, 6 week maternity, like, it actually really need to be 4 weeks, honestly, to be honest with you. Like, and then they be talking about, oh, you can't do nothing for 6 weeks. Oh, you don't need that much time. Like, and so now, we having this conversation. Now you get to see what his mind at. Now when he say like, and now you done offered to pay your half on the date, and now you get to hear his mindset. Now he finna be a user and a taker. Now you done offered to pay your half on the date. Y'all get to this kingdom conversation. You talking about this, and he say, honestly, like, I want my woman, and if that happen to be you, like, I want you to work if you want to work. But my goal is to be in a place to where I feel like our child's development is more important than you punching somebody's clock. And so if you okay being there with the child, now if that make you feel like less of a woman and you want to do the 40 hours a week or 60 hours a week and, be a mom because I'm doing 40 or 60 hours a week and being a dad, if that's what you want to do, then I'm cool with it. But if you feel like, hey, I want to sit down and focus on the child, I'm not going to be mad about that, with you, because I'm going to step up and take. Now you see his mindset. So, hey, now it's going on an hour. I got to get ready to go. But I want you to see and listen to this again. Listen to this 2-3 times. Listen, because you could be listening from your bias. You could be listening from your preconceived ideas or notions. Listen to this 3 times till you and try and seek to understand. If you can't seek to understand me, a man who only trying to help you, who don't got nothing to do with you, ain't got nothing. If you can't seek to understand me, you're not going to be able to seek to understand in a relationship. You're going to fail at every relationship if you just can only hear your side and your belief system, and you can't hear the male side of it. So understand me on this right here. Hey, this is Tony Gas, and God bless you. We'll talk soon.